Okay, it's already 7 o'clock. Let's get started. Thank you very much for joining us. Today is the introductory session where we have all the speakers who is going to give you a gist, what they are going to share the next 3 weeks. So we have the first speaker is Nico. Nico is a certified clinical psychotherapist and is a miracle coach and healer. She's the founder of Unlimited Miracles, and her main session will be shared on the 2nd of March. Is a Tuesday, on how to manifest miracles for health, wealth, and emotions. So now we are going to start off with Nico Ling.
Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Nicole. I am your speaker for the next 10 minutes. And thank you to Baron for inviting me here. My timing is very tight. Every time somebody asks me to do a talk or a seminar, I need to think very carefully because it's very hard to take time out of my schedule. But because the person who asked is Baron, so I said yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if Baron asks, I will find time.
Wow, I'm so honored.
Yeah, so now I am going to, okay, I will need to share my screen. Baron, are you able to allow me to share my screen?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay, let me. Okay, welcome to my introduction. This is, I'll be doing a talk on the 2nd of March. It's called Manifesting Miracles for Health, Wealth, and Emotion. So I'm a miracle coach. My background is psychology. I'm a clinical supervisor as well as a psychotherapist. My background is psychology. So I love psychology very much, but nothing excites me more than miracle healing. In fact, miracle healing has been part of my life for the last 25 years. I know when I said 25 years, you must be looking at me, wondering, what do you mean by 25 years? She only looked 30 years old. No, actually, I'm 50 years old. I'm 50 years old. So I've been doing miracle work for 25 years already. Yeah. So why am I doing this special segment for all of you on the 2nd of March? Well, this is because I have experienced miracles myself, and I had a spine injury. This was about 13 years ago. I had a very bad spine injury. I was disabled for 3 years. For 3 years, I was literally lying in bed. I can't move. I cannot go to the bathroom. I can't eat. Every single day, somebody has to carry me, has to feed me, has to bring me to the washroom, and so on and so forth. And after 3 years of being disabled, I asked my doctor, when am I going to recover? And then he looked at me. Finally, he told me the truth. He said, we have done everything for you. I don't think you can be normal again. At that moment, when I heard that, my whole world crashed, because I was thinking, are you saying I'm going to be bedridden forever for the rest of my life? Am I going to be disabled? So I didn't want to believe him, because in my head, I was thinking, I think I deserve better, right? And I told myself there must be a way. So I started to focus on miracles, because I believe in it and I believe that it can work. And for a long time, miracle healing has been part of my life. And when the doctor officially declared there's nothing else he can do, I said, if you cannot do anything, I need to do something for myself, right? So I went on a healing journey, and guess what? 3 years later, very slowly, I recovered fully. I was able to get back to work. Despite all the things that doctor said, he said, I cannot walk, I cannot run, but I was able to do that. Everything became normal again. So all the things that the doctor said I cannot do, I managed to do it. All right. So really, I thank God for all the wonderful things that has happened. And I thought that was it. That was my only health crisis. But turn out, few years later, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And as you know, rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease and there is no cure. All right. So I spent $100,000 on my medical bill, in and out of hospital many times. And finally, the doctor also said, I'm sorry, there is no cure. You have to live with this forever, right? And I told myself again, if I can survive a spine injury and walk again, right, I think I can beat this. But here's the thing, I tried to read up on every single medical report. Everyone said there is no cure. So I said again, since science say there's no cure, I need to find a cure, right? I need to do something that I have been teaching my whole life. I've always been talking about miracles. Now I need the miracle, and I need to apply on myself all over again, second time. So after 6 months, I had a fall. I had a very deep cut. And it's very concerning because rheumatoid arthritis patients cannot have cuts, because if they have cuts, they will end up in hospital because they cannot recover. So I had a very deep cut. I went back to the doctor. The doctor said we need a blood test immediately. So they did the blood test immediately, and I had to wait for a few days for the results. And when I went back, I was so stressed. I was thinking, am I going to be hospitalized again like in the past? And then he looked at me and he said, we did a very comprehensive test, but we cannot find your rheumatoid arthritis anywhere at all. According to your blood test, you don't have rheumatoid arthritis anymore. Right. So that was music to my ears, you know. That was like literally music to my ears. And I can see his face. He don't know. He cannot express, because he was the one who told me there's no cure. But now I don't have rheumatoid arthritis, right? And all this while, what did I do? I apply miracle healing. All right. So for people who are having health challenges right now, it doesn't matter what is your health issue. You see, my spine injury, even though doctor said you can never walk again, I still managed to walk. And the doctor said your rheumatoid arthritis, no cure. I still managed to clear it out of my system. So what am I trying to do today? I'm trying to tell you that miracles exist and you are able to create miracles in your life. Okay, so this was my breakfast pantry, because this was the amount of medication I had to take every single day. And today, this pantry doesn't even exist anymore. All right, today is only supplement only. Yeah. So why do you want to listen to me? Because I come from a scientific background. I talk about miracles, but I'm not somebody who is very into woo-woo, you know, like some strange kind of ideas. But I am a very scientific person. So whatever I say, it comes from psychology. So another thing is, of course, I'm not such a young person anymore. I'm 50 years old. All right. So my psychology work took me to many companies. I do a lot of training, and many years I've been doing a lot of training. So I would like to invite all of you to the 2nd of March, because if you have been struggling with your health issues, with your whatever struggles that you have in life, come and join us, because we're going to show you how you can live more joyfully by creating miracles. If you have a health issue that you have been struggling, you have been listening to your doctor, you took all the medication, you've tried many things, and you are still struggling, come and join us. We will show you the way how to live more joyfully and happily. All right. And some people ask me, Nicole, when you talk about miracles, can you revive the dead? A lot of people ask me this question. And I said, actually can. Let me explain to you how. For example, after being married many years, the relationship can just simply die, right? So in miracle healing, we revive relationship. So can we revive the dead? Yes, actually can. And some people are so tired in their body, they are dead tired, you know, the body, they're alive, but the body is no longer functioning. So can we revive the dead body? Can. Yes, we can. What about career? Can you be stuck in a dead career after many years, 20 years, you're still stuck and your boss have not promoted you? Can we revive the career through miracle healing? Yes, you can. And there are there people who are so stubborn and so obstinate in their mind that they cannot even listen to you. You try to communicate with them, nothing goes through. So they have a dead mind, right? So if we can do miracle healing for a dead mind and open up the mind, then we are reviving the dead mind. So people who ask, can you revive the dead? I say can. Okay. All right. So we can revive anything. We can revive bodies and minds and career and heart and relationship, including financial issues. So on 2nd March, I will be talking about miracle healing. I'll be sharing some case studies. So these are some of the case studies that we have done. This is our client, David Chan. David Chan's mom had blindness, and she had something called AMD, age-related macular degeneration. So she was going blind, and the doctor said that she would need 2 years before they can see any improvement, and she needs a monthly injection into the eye. So we did miracle healing, and we also taught David Chan. David Chan is also a student of mine, so he also learned miracle healing. So I supported the mother, but the son also supported the mother. And after 12 days, look at what happened. The whole eye used to be bulging. After 12 days, the eye was just flat. It went back to normal, and the doctors were shocked. The doctor will say, how did that happen? How can this happen in 12 days? But after 12 days, the mother was able to see again. Before that, the mother just couldn't see anything. And for AMD, usually is some kind of an age-related blindness, and once you get it, the doctor will always tell you it's irreversible blindness, but turn out it is totally reversible. Okay, so this is one of the miracles that we have done. And this is our student also, Aini. When she came to me, she had a very rare form of cancer, rare form and aggressive form of cancer. It's called triple negative breast cancer stage 3. So it was advanced and aggressive at the same time. And when you hear this term, triple negative breast cancer, you know that it is very hard to treat, because this kind of cancer doesn't respond to chemotherapy. It doesn't respond to treatment. And this kind of cancer spread very fast. It spread to many multiple organs, right? So Aini started her miracle healing with us. And after 4 months, we had a shock, because she went for a routine check as normal, and the doctor said, how come we cannot find your tumor? Because she also has a tumor. Besides triple negative breast cancer, she also had a very large tumor, but her large tumor was nowhere to be found. And then when they checked further, not only the tumor was not there, there was completely no cancer left at all. She was completely cancer-free. And this was all done in 4 months. So some of you must be thinking, is this some kind of a magic? All right, it's not really magic. There is a system, there is a way, there's a method. If you understand the principles of miracles, you will be able to do this. Okay, so I'll be sharing the principles on 2nd of March. And this is another autoimmune disorder, very similar to rheumatoid arthritis, except that this particular one is called antisynthetase, which is even harder to treat than rheumatoid arthritis, because this is even more rare and harder to treat. And despite the doctor saying that it is very hard to treat, look at the WhatsApp messages that this student sent to me on Chinese New Year. She said that she went for a test, and it turned out that everything went down to normal. Everything went back to normal, and completely no inflammation. Completely nothing. Everything just went back to normal, as though she doesn't even have the illness. And this is something that is so hard to treat. And yet, we still managed to beat this. So my dear friends, if you still don't believe in miracles, I would suggest that you join us to find out more. Okay, so what you will learn on 2nd of March, right? You will learn all about miracle healing. What does it do? All right, the 5 healing principle miracles that I teach my students to heal themselves, and also how you can accelerate your healing and stop wasting time on things that actually don't work. All right, how you can receive miracles, and also what is the process of miracle healing and how other people do it. If other people can do it, you can do it also. All right, so let's create unlimited miracles together on 2nd March. We will breathe life into your health, your physical health, your body, your mind, your career, your heart, your relationship, as well as your finances. So I will see you on the 2nd of March. Sorry, there's a typo here. There's a 2nd of March, and together we will create miracles. Thank
Excellent. Thank you, Nico. And I'm actually Nico's student as well. I received miracle from Nico as well. That's why in Nico's unlimited miracle website, you can see my testimonial there. I was in such bad shape, but because of miracle, everything went into place. Amazing. Really, really amazing. No, why no more sound? What happened? Yeah. Okay, what happened is I was in very bad shape sometime end of February last year. And then I left with $200 in my wallet, and I was looking out in the sea, you know, at the East Coast Park. And that was a time I was so desperate, I really don't know what to do. And I was looking at the sea. I told the Lord, now you know how much I have in my pocket. My bank account was 0. What you want me to do? And the message came to me called Nico Link. So I don't have her number. I went into the Facebook. I go into the messenger to look for Nicole. And then Nicole, are you Veronica? I say, yes, please call me. My handphone is this number. And then she called me. And she saw something black cover me. And I was so, I was in darkness. Then Nicole said, I need to pray for you now. Now you follow me. You just what I say one sentence, you say another sentence. I say one sentence, you say another sentence. And after she prayed for me, everything break free. And that's how I started moving on with the business. And now it's just miracle after miracle after miracle, never stop happening. So that's Nicole, who has already helped me. I'm sure she can help many, many more people. Okay, the next speaker is Mira. Mira is a flow education specialist and a flow coach. She's also a Nirvana education expert. She wrote a book called Heart to Hearts. And she'll be sharing on the 5th of March on rejuvenating deep sleep with flow technique. So now we are going to welcome Mira Naya.
Hi, this is Mira. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to really thank Veronica from Energia for always giving us this wonderful opportunity to come together. This 21 days challenge, I think the last time we had this was so successful. And, when she said, yes, let's do it. And I said, okay, we got Nicole, we got everyone, Vasanthi. And, it's so great to see everyone together. So big hello to all our distinguished speakers and also to all our wonderful participants here. All of you are going to be in for a real treat. So I'm so excited because this evening I'm going to share a little bit about what you can expect on the 5th of March. And the topic that I'll be talking about is rejuvenating deep sleep with flow technique. So let me share the screen with you. Just a minute. Okay, just let me go to... Okay, so yeah, just a little bit about myself. Like Veron said that I am, yes, a flow education expert and flow coach, and I'm also an education expert and specialist with Nirvana Fitness, and yes, a published author, Heart to Hearts. It's about 7 women. I'm also a master trainer and international presenter for various fitness specialty groups. So over the past 29 years, I've been able to create awareness, lifestyle awareness amongst participants that came to me from corporates, from schools, banks, community organizations, individuals, and also people with health issues. Taught them all this through my group classes and also one-on-one sessions, workshops, talks here in Singapore and globally. So I always go by this. I say that, being fit doesn't mean that if we look at always physical fitness, right? It's so crucial to be also fit emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, because everything has to be in balance. Only then your life will flow the way you want it to be. So out of this, a good rejuvenating sleep is one of the best gifts that you can give yourself. And that's why we are here today, right? So just let me go to what we will be covering today. So, what we'll be covering in the coming on the 5th of March. We will talk about the connection between breathing and flow. Why we need to flow. That means state of flow is a state where everything seems to be perfect. That's a state of flow. You enjoy everything. And that's the time you don't think about too many things. You just focus on one thing and whatever you're doing. So being in a state of flow is so important also when you go to sleep, because when you go to sleep, what happens? A million thoughts come in your mind, right? So it is so important to connect these two, the breathing and the flow. Okay, now the next one we will talk about is the importance of good flow in your sleep. So it's not only about breathing at night, but also how you breathe throughout the day that is going to determine how well you're going to sleep. So we will talk about that as well. Okay, so now coming to the sleep guidelines, we will talk a little bit about the sleep guidelines, how to increase your flow state. You will also understand a little bit about, I need to talk about a little bit of circadian rhythm and the cycles of sleep. I'll try to keep it as interesting as possible because this is a little bit dry, but you need to understand why you need to give yourself that duration, that sleep, the quality sleep. Okay. Of course, then you sleep well. And also you will identify what is really preventing you from getting that good sleep? Is it your thoughts, or is it something that you've consumed, or is it just your habits, like staying up very late because no one is going to question you, right? Let me watch the Korean drama a little bit more. Let me watch one more, another one. And then there's no stop to it, right? When we were small, of course, our parents would say, go to bed, right? And no more. We had to go to bed. But we as adults, we think for ourselves and we say, oh, it's okay. But it's not okay. It's not okay. You really need to take time and, give yourself that enough sleep. Okay, then I will also be taking you to some practical elements so you can really learn some of the things that I would teach you to get your sleep back, to recreate your sleep, recreate the breathing system so much that you get back your sleep. So I will be using an app called the Flow Hub 7. And I will also be taking you through a deep sleep meditation. Okay, so yes, so that's all I have for now, but I can't wait to see you all next week. Let's flow together for the next 21 days, okay? And we'll catch up on WhatsApp group, all right?
Next
Okay,
Friday,
bye.
next
Friday.
Friday, Mira is going to share about how to breathe. A lot of people forget how to breathe. Don't take breathing for granted. Yeah. So a lot of people forget how to go into deep sleep. So don't take good sleep for granted, and don't take breathing for granted. So now we are going back to basic, teach you how to do deep breathing and how to breathe out loud as well.
Yes. You know,
And
when I tell them, come, I'll teach you how to breathe, they say, I'm already breathing, right? I said, no, no, you're breathing to be alive, merely alive, but you're not giving yourself the quality breath.
yes, very important. So this time, next Friday, you are going to learn how to really do your deep breathing, which is so important. All right. Now we have a next speaker, Vasanti. And Vasanti is the founder and president of Ayurveda Association. And she's the director, Energy at Ayurveda and Yoga Private Limited. And she's going to share about deep correlation, about let me see, Vasanti. Is it Vasanti?
Supposed to be Ujwala.
Supposed to be Ujiwala, sorry. Okay, the next speaker is Ujiwala. She's a diabetic dietitian and a diabetic educator. She's the founder of Poshan Cure through diet. And she's going to share on Tuesday, on the 9th of March, deep correlation of sugar and sleep. So now we invite Ujiwala.
Hello everyone, I'm so excited to restart this journey of sleep challenge. It has been fun the previous round and it's going to be fun again. Of course, in helping others to sleep, we also lose our sleep sometimes when we want to update about nutrition. So when Veron asked for some video to be shared, I tried to create something yesterday. I don't know how many of you all have seen it because I just posted it on one group. And I posted on some other groups today about this talk and the event. So there are just new people that I can see who have come in from the sharings. So I'm very happy that y'all have come and joined us in this session. Now I'm going to share a little about myself and what is it that I'll be sharing in the session. Just give me a minute, please.
Hey, Ujiwala, are you okay?
Yes, I am. Just sharing.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so very importantly, I missed out on one thing. that I wanted to thank Veron. I forgot to thank Veron for getting me on board again.
Thank you for coming on board with us.
Yeah, it is fun to interact with the people, and this time we have some new more people coming in. So here, okay, can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, we can.
You can, right? Okay, fine. So just give me a second. Okay. So just giving a quick introduction about myself. I am Ujjwala Bakshi, a registered dietitian and diabetes educator. So I have been in Singapore for 7 years. I was in Singapore for 7 years, and we moved to India 2 years back. And we still have clients coming in from Singapore to take nutrition and lifestyle guidance. What makes our service unique is we are very practical in our approach, and we believe in balanced diet. So nothing that is undoable, or some client is struggling and they would be like, oh my god, she's just asked me to strictly follow this food item and I cannot eat it, so I cannot even communicate it to her. So we keep it very flexible with the participants, and that's what we want to achieve. There should be a freedom of speech wherein the client can communicate their hardships while dealing with their health problems and while dealing with the dietary changes that we make, so that it becomes a doable approach and it becomes like a lifestyle change, something that they can follow even when they're off the program. So that's the main goal. And we customize diets. They're not like you have to follow a set pattern of diet. Okay. Now, what I'll be sharing in this program exclusively for the 21 Day Sleep Challenge is all about sleep. So yesterday's video that I shared was about what are the food habits that you would do in the night and that could lead to erratic sleep or no sleep in the night, right? So moving on to what I'll be sharing further in the on the 9th of March when I have to present. So I'm going to share about the causes of inadequate sleep. What are the inappropriate habits, which I had already shared yesterday, a little bit of it. Of course, I'll dive in a little bit more deeper when we have a presentation at length. Certain medical problems that could lead to erratic sleep, and how do you deal with them, like specifically with respect to diabetes. There are people who are facing a lot of nocturia. Nocturia means urinating in the night. So they have to wake up pretty frequently in the night to urinate. And that could be because of their high blood sugars. And what causes it? How can they actually prevent it? So that is something that we will focus on. And what are the other problems that are a part of the regular diet and lifestyle that you need to look into when you want to really obtain that good night's sleep? Now, good night's sleep very important. We all know that because it just recharges us to perform our activities sanely for the next day. And it's very easy to keep digging into the phone before you go off to bed, and you wanted to just look into the phone for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but you felt, oh my god, this seems really interesting, let me just look into a little bit more. I want to read about this, or I want to just catch hold of this video before it vanishes from my screen. And you never know from where this 15 minutes get elongated to 2 hours, and that leads to disturbed circadian rhythm, disturbed food habits, and the entire lifestyle is gone for a toss. And then you're inviting health problems. Okay, and these health problems are the ones which you will never believe that they were a part of your inadequate lifestyle and erratic sleep timings. Okay, so it is very essential to fix these 4 parameters that we are going to talk about on that day. I'm going to also throw some light on how these inadequate sleep affects our mood. Okay, so many people feel that, okay, I'm feeling groggy, maybe because I drank a little extra, but of course you had a little extra alcohol, you also did not sleep well, you were peeing the entire night, and that disturbed your sleep. So you are going to make sure that you are going to fix your mood, because it's not a good idea, right? If you were to be feeling anxious and you were to feel groggy and angry all the time, because if you were to be just living on this earth as a person by yourself, you can really feel behave the way you want, but you have people around you, and that kind of disturbs the relationships as well. So fixing your diet and lifestyle is very important when you have to live as a social animal, as a human being, with the surroundings, keeping them pleasant. You don't want to hurt people because of your, disturbed sleep and bad mood, right? So we're going to focus on that. The next thing that I'll be sharing on that day will be, this is very important, and one of the greater part of the presentation will be how our erratic sleep and the moodiness impact our cravings and our food choices, and eventually it leads to health problems, which we feel that it's okay to grab a bag of chips, it's a weekend, I want to have my family time. Most of the clients would always say that after the whole day is over and my kids have gone to bed, I just want to have some me time, and that me time never finishes, right? Because then they want to eat, they want to enjoy Netflix, and they just don't know about portion control. Even if they were to, if they decided in their mind that they wanted to just have few chips, they would land up into a full bag of chips, right? So how to draw that line and be more aware of your cravings and food choices, and what are the foods you can actually keep ready if you were to really indulge. Although as per the universal guideline, we always suggest, and this is nothing new that I'm sharing, that you got to eat anything after, you don't want to eat anything after sunset. Why? Because as the sun goes down, your digestive system also goes down, it slows down, okay, and it needs that much time, about 3 to 4 hours, to digest that food. But if you are not being able to give that, what are the tips that I can suggest you, so that you just activate your digestive system in the night, and help to digest the food? Because you don't want to go to bed with the food which is lying in your stomach. You want it to be digested somewhere at least, right? So these are the few pointers that I'll be focusing on. Y'all can very well share your queries, before the talk, like before the 9th of March. You can share your queries on the sleep challenge. I will try to cover them, because the most important aspect of any sharing is the people should feel happy and contented, and they should feel that their questions have been resolved. So if you have any burning questions, you want them to be taken note of, rather than waiting for the last minute of FAQ during the session. It's best that you can drop your queries on the sleep challenge, and I can try to resolve them, and maybe cut down on my PowerPoint presentation and think more about answering the questions, right?
All right. Thank you, Ujiwala.
Thank you, everyone.
In Singapore for 6 years, we worked very closely together. In fact, she did some cooking sessions for some of our clients. So those people who have attended her session, you will know she's very, very passionate about food is our medicine, no supplement. Food is our medicine. And when she do her diet coaching, she actually go to your house and check your fridge, check your cupboard. What do you store in your fridge? What do you store in your cupboard? So she will know what have you been eating. That's why she is a diabetic dietitian. All right. Thank you, Ujiwala. We look forward to your presentation on the 9th.
Thank you, Veron.
Yeah, Tuesday, 9th of March. Thank you.
Thank you, Veron.
Okay,
Thank
the
you.
next speaker is Dawn. Dawn, are you in the room?
Hi, Veron. Yes, I am.
Okay, Dawn, it's your turn to share.
All right.
Yeah, Dawn is an emotion specialist and a certified transformologist.
Transformologist.
All right, and then is a founder of Connective Healing Singapore. And she on the 12th of March, she's going to share about how emotional health impacts sleep. Shall we put hands together to welcome Dawn? Ujiwala, can you remove your slides? Yes, thank you. All right.
Yeah, thanks, Veron, for the introduction. And thank you for inviting me to this platform. I think it's a wonderful platform, and seeing so many actually want to improve their sleep. Because if we don't have enough sleep, I think it's really hard to talk about performing effectively, not just at work, but also personal life. So therefore, what Veron is actually bringing to everyone is really a very, very important factor. So can you see my slides now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. So yes, happy to share what I will be talking about on 12th of March, because if we are not balanced emotionally, of course, we can't be happy all the time. It's not realistic, right? So definitely, at least we should feel calm most of the time. And when we are calm, our self-esteem is also improved, and of course confidence will be improved. And when we are in that mode, in a balanced mode, definitely our health also get better. But one way to also help to have that kind of calm, right,
Come up
I
from the
will
screen.
I also share that Veron's Energia pillow actually is something very helpful, because I've actually bought one from her and I could really feel the great qualities that come from that pillow. Yeah, so without further ado, just let me share about what I'll be talking on 12th of March itself. So how emotional health actually impacts sleep. Yeah. So just a quick introduction about myself. So I'm also a speaker, mainly talking about emotions, wellness, and well-being. And I'm a transformologist because we transform women's life, especially. Yeah, but of course we mainly is women, but of course men and children are not forgotten, okay? Because especially I actually also work for children, because when children's emotional and mental state is not balanced, it also affects the mother. And when the mother's health is not good, who does it affect? The whole family, right? Yeah, because the mother is really the pillar of the family. And I've been trained in natural holistic wellness since 2012. And I'm also a believer of not using medication, and also believing in food as a medicine. So I'm very glad to meet like-minded people like Ujiwala. Yeah, to know that actually we have so many like-minded people here. It's really very, very inspiring to be sharing this platform with everyone. Yeah, so I've been trained actually in USA, Germany, Australia, Japan, India, Dubai, and Malaysia, ever since I realized that the way to achieve wellness and balance in ourselves is really to tap inside this inner wisdom that we already have. Every one of us have it. But because of the way that we are affected by our environment, the food that we eat, we sort of block that potential. So it is possible to unblock that potential and to heal ourselves from the core, to achieve not just physical health, but also mental, emotional, and spiritual health too. Yeah, so my specialization is actually anxiety, anger, fear, and stress. And why it's my specialization? Because I used to suffer from anxiety. So I knew how exactly it would affect individuals. And when anxiety is triggered, there are many things that actually trigger anxiety. Example, anger, could be one, and then fear and stress. So having been trained as a transmologist and helping, getting myself to be free from anxiety ever since, I've been helping individuals to be achieving that calm and confidence since, as a transmologist. So I've been very blessed, and this work has actually been recognized in my industry. So since 2018, it's been a wonderful milestones that I've been achieving. And this year, I've just been awarded Best Natural Health Practitioner 2021 by the APAC Insider as a Business Award in Singapore. Okay, so yes, how emotional health impacts our sleep, right? Of course, it all starts with our thoughts. Yeah, so we all start with the mind. So whether or not we say something out, it does not matter, but what is really important is what is running in their head, and what goes on in their head actually affects our mental health. And of course, when over time these thoughts are accumulated, especially the negative ones, over time when they are accumulated, and they will actually balloon to become physical issues, physical pain or disease, example cancer. So that's when the mental and emotional aspects got accumulated too much in the body. It really impacts the physical aspect, and it shows up that way. Yeah, so on that day, I will also be talking very in detail on how our mind and our health are linked. So you really learn about, actually which part of our body is affected by which kind of particular emotions. Yeah, so I'll talk more about that, okay, how our mind actually and our health are linked, and really talking about how stress level also drives up certain chemicals in the body. Yeah, which I think Veron, you would have heard from her quite a bit on this, and that's how we are so aligned with what we are doing. Yeah, so each emotion actually has a different physiological impact on our body, and you want to know what they are. So, and of course, when feeling good, right, then brain releases serotonin and oxytocin. And one way is to yeah, learn. There are many ways, of course, to feel good, but there are certain thoughts or certain quotes that you can actually just contemplate on and shift that perspective and to make yourself feel good. It is possible. And I'll share what is that. And it's something not very, very difficult. It's something very, very simple. And I've been using it since 10 years ago. And it's changed relationships, especially when previously when I was working in corporate, my boss would be like a boss from hell. I'm not sure how many of you have bosses from hell. I'm sure you have your own fair share of bosses from hell. Yeah, and certain formula actually helps me just by shifting that perspective. And since then, my boss from hell has been like the best friend. Yeah, and we are actually meeting for dinner next month after 10 years. Yeah. Okay, and also be checking in with you to also raise awareness on which emotion affects you most. Yeah, so that you know what to look out for whenever that particular emotion is being triggered. Because a lot of times we are not very mindful about what things cause us to feel not too great. Yeah, so you may want to check in during that time, yeah, and to help you to have that awareness. Because if you want to improve your health, of course, I think you have that now, and that's why you're here in this intro night, because you are having that awareness to want to improve your life. But we may want to go deeper and to really nail down which particular emotion are affecting you most in life right now. Yeah, so I'll be talking about each specific negative emotion and the impact on our body and which part of the organs are also affected during when negative emotions are being triggered, and how are they actually coming up or showing up when you actually don't feel good. So you may want to just remember to set alarm for 12 March, because this is actually the most important information that I'll be sharing, and many times this part, it's really something that helped my listeners, and they will always be really thankful about, oh, like, why am I having backache? It's actually because of certain organs related to us. So it's not so much of like, you may have not injured your back at all, but you could be suffering from backache, right? I think Veron also would have heard many of such cases for people who have gone to her to have that, sleeping system. Yeah, so what's deeper, what's going on behind that pain? Yeah, we will be talking about that. Yeah. And of course, so why do we feel pain? So feeling pain doesn't mean that, like I said, when you feel back pain, it doesn't mean that you have actually injured your back. It could just come suddenly, or especially a knee pain. Yeah, but there are actually emotional aspect of it that is telling you, hey, like, example, John, why are you feeling that knee pain when you didn't hurt it at all? So is there something in your life that you are holding back from wanting to move forward? Yes, I'll be going into that as well. So yes, come and listen on how to move from disease to ease. And of course, by telling you all these issues and problems, I can't just leave you hanging dry like, hey, okay, so what do I do next, right? Yeah, I'll be sharing very, very short exercise. In fact, it's really as short as 1 minute, which you can actually use in your life daily. In the corporate boardroom, when you're feeling very stressed and you have to like do presentation, or you are being thrown very, very challenging questions in front of like the crowd, or now we are also talking about Zoom online, right? Zoom online can be like hundreds of people even. So you want to make use of that technique that I'll be sharing to ground yourself, okay, and to center yourself so that you can just deal with curveballs coming to you, and then you'll be able to answer questions with clarity. Yeah, and deal with the clarity. So yeah, to me, it's all about living, laughing, and love life. Yeah, so whatever that we want to do here, this is my motto actually. It's important to live, laugh, love life. Otherwise, if you can't laugh, then you are taking life too seriously, especially. Then you won't be able to enjoy life. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dawn. I met Dawn and we were same panel speaker for Mom Summit. We met at one Amara Hotel, right?
Yes, that's right.
I met Dawn, and she speak a lot about emotion. And Dawn, do you want to share what is your audit about, or what is your assessment about? Maybe some of the participants might want to get their assessment done before your session.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'll be offering blockage identifier consultation sessions for anyone who will be keen. So this is to help you identify what kind of potential emotional blockages that you can be struggling with all this time. I mean, short of finding a word struggling, you may not be really struggling, but you know that something is just blocking you from really achieving what you want in life. Example, self-sabotaging. You could be going really to the next greater height, but some of the emotional blockages that you could have been holding on. Example, one very common one, which is usually being held by women, is I'm not good enough. Yeah. So this is just one examples of the blockages that we can identify. And if you're looking at how to really bring your business to the next level or bring your work to another next peak, then this blockage identifier consultation will be helpful for you. But even if you are not working, it doesn't mean that it won't help you, because especially when for homemakers, right? Sometimes the husbands will be working on eggshells, because the husband know that the moment they get home, they are unsure whether are they facing a very stressed wife. Because yeah, a mother or wife actually have to handle so much things. So yes, during the consultation session, you'll be able to know what could potentially be the issues, and then I will be guiding you on how to break through them. Yeah.
All right, all right. Even Ujiwala, you have some diet assessment as well. You want to share? You are muted.
Okay, so this diet evaluation is going to be for 3 days, wherein I need to observe what kind of food you're eating and what are the dietary changes that we can make and lifestyle changes that we can make to help you to sleep better, because this is in context with sleep. But if you really don't have any sleep issues, but you do have other health problems, that will be also taken care of. So we will provide you certain tips that will help you to restore your health. But if you really want to deep dive in, then you will have to come for personal consultation. But this evaluation is more about your current situation, right? Thank you, Veron.
All right, all right. So what about Mira? Mira, you have assessment as well?
Yes, I have an assessment as well as a 30-minute of flow session for deeper sleep. And this actually helps people sleep better, but it's not only for, while sleeping, but throughout the day, what they can do. So this is an assessment, and I help them to be in flow from morning till evening, so they sleep better at night. So this is all part of this assessment that we are talking about. I'll talk a little bit more in depth on the day I present. They'll get to understand a little bit more in detail. Okay.
All right, because assessment sometimes can be done before Mira do the
Uh-huh.
yeah, the sharing, and so that during her sharing you can actually apply it. Okay, the next speaker, she has been waiting long time already. Vasanti. Okay, Vasanti Pillai, and she's a founder and president of Ayurveda Association, and she's the director on Energy Ayurveda and Yoga Private Limited, and she will be sharing on the 16th of March, Ayurveda and Restful Sleep. Learn how to sleep like a baby the Ayurvedic way. So now let's welcome Vasanti.
Thank you very much, Varun. Can you hear me? Is my...
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, it's really very nice to see that, you're doing this on a yearly basis. We did this last year, and then, good to see Nicole and Mira and Ujwala, the team. So
Yes.
it's really very interesting. What I always find amazing is the group of people who actually join. So they are, everyone here is very interested. And
Yes.
the sad thing I find is also, animals don't come for classes on how to sleep.
What a shame.
It's just innate, and we human beings are supposed to be higher than animals, but we are there going for classes, what to eat, how to sleep, what to talk, how to breathe. Animals are saying, hey, I know, I can teach you better.
So true.
So anyway, Ayurveda I'm very passionate about it. And I just love always starting my presentations with a quote. And, this is one of the ancient Indian saying that says, worrying does not take away tomorrow's trouble. It takes away today's peace. So worrying, honestly, is not going to help. It's only going to make you stop, sleeping peacefully. So Ayurveda, for you to even understand, or just attend it, I would just give you a very simple understanding from English. Biology, we all have learned biology, right? Bio comes from a Latin word. Bio is life. Logy is the study. So you're studying life. Ayurveda is the same. Ayu means life. Veda means the study, the knowledge. So Ayurveda, many people think, oh, it's the herb, it's the oil, it's this, it's that. No, it is the study of life. It's the ancient knowledge of life, everything about life. From the time you're born till the day you go on, the environment, the trees, the plant, everything that has life in it, which they say is prana, that is what Ayurveda is all about. So it's not just this little oil pouring on the head. The oil pouring on the head is just a small segment of the treatment. So one fascinating thing that I hear all the speakers talking about is, again, I find it very amazing. Ayurveda sees the body as a continuum, as a whole. Unlike modern medicine that sees body as a static, it's just an organ, this, that. Ayurveda sees it as a whole, your mind, your body, your senses, your emotion, and most importantly, the true self. Now, people call it the soul. In Ayurveda, the soul is not the right word because we talk about the soul mate. The soul doesn't need a mate, according to Indian philosophy. The soul is very happy by itself. We are the one, the mind says, I need a mate, right? So the soul is very happy. The soul doesn't get disease and all. So it's called, the real word is called in Sanskrit, it's called Atma. And Ayurveda says we are all unique. You and I are all very unique. I cannot go and give an animal, elephant a biryani. Elephant has its own food. The eucalyptus koala has its own way of eating. I cannot eat eucalyptus plant because my digestive system will not allow it. So we are hardly like an animal, but we are all very individualized, just like our fingerprint. Ayurveda say we are all very customized. So there must be customized diet and lifestyle. So it's about the study of life, how to live a life peacefully and harmonious way. And because they say we have to study life and we have to live in a harmony way, in a peaceful, to live in harmony with universe, the focus is prevention. Disease, yes, they have a very good protocol for disease management, but it's all about how to prevent yourself from falling ill. And they have a very interesting concept called the three pillars of life. And you will see that sleep is one of the pillar. And this is something they talked about 5,000 years ago. Only now modern medicine is saying sleep is important when in, sorry, I don't shouldn't be saying it, but in America, they were saying sleep is a waste of time. Go and do your work, do multitasking. Now they say you shouldn't multitask. Now they say you shouldn't, you should have enough sleep because all these are leading, multitasking, lack of sleep are all leading to all kinds of problems. So very quickly, I'll just want to ask you to think about it. Why are you not sleeping? Now, we realize that stress, we say, oh, I'm stressed, or I'm not stressed. Stress is a part and parcel of our life. We are designed by nature to actually handle stress. Otherwise, a bus will come towards me. I'll just stand there and let the bus hit me. So we must have a certain amount of stress in the body to handle it. So in ancient time, 500 years ago, our threat was a tiger. So anytime we perceive a tiger, the body automatically gets into what you call a stress, a mode, fight or flight or freeze mode. Now I will go deeper into it during my segment, but just to make you think about it, what happens is you release a hormone. The body automatically release, and the most important thing you need to note is what are the things that will happen to your body which you are not aware of. You may just have 10 minutes of anger towards a friend, 10 minutes of frustration. But in that 10 minutes, your heart rate increases, your breathing increases, your glucose level, it's increased. All these things happen, and you need to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth getting that, being angry? Is it worth all this? But the body is kind. The universe is very kind. Nature is very kind. It says, look, I actually put this stress in your body because you need that stress to run away from a tiger. You need that stress to protect yourself. It is an external defensive mechanism. So once the stress is gone, the threat is removed, the body returns to normal because there's another hormone that is released and we are all happy. So you're going to ask me, Basanti, okay, we don't have tigers and lions now. Why are you telling me all this? We do have. The tiger comes in the form of homework, husband, wife, office, like somebody talked about your devil boss, all these are actually the stress. Now the body doesn't care whether you're really seeing the tiger or not. You don't have to really have a tiger in front of you. The very thought alone will still release this whole mechanism just by thinking alone. So I just want you to now think about eating lemon. Think of putting the lemon in your mouth. When you even think of that lemon, how does your body react? Automatically you can feel a physiological change, right? You're not eating that lemon, but the fact that you're thinking about it shows that thoughts play a major role in physiology. And this is what Ayurveda and yoga tells again and again and again, that thoughts play a very important role. Yes, diet play a very important role as well in fluctuating the inner energy within us. Now, the same mechanism, if you allow the threat to be removed, you will be okay. Unfortunately, in our current life, we say the threat is not removed. My child needs to go to university. My child needs to this. I need this. My husband. So this is going on a 24-hour basis. As long as that is going on in a 24-hour basis, you are not going to be able to sleep. You need to understand that. Sleep is not something that you learn when your body touches the bed. That is not when sleep happens. Now, if you allow this whole process to continue, your body will never return to normal. Yes. So you need to know the difference between quality sleep and quantity sleep. It's not the number of hours you sleep, it's how good your quality sleep is. I know some people who only sleep 4 hours, but they are so energetic. They are just like out there doing so many things, really serving society, but because they have quality sleep. So you need to have a clear distinction of what is quality sleep, what is quantity sleep. So in my presentation, I will make it very clear to you that what you do in the day affects the quality of your sleep at night, and how you sleep at night affects your day. So it is a loop. It's not like, okay, Vasanti, I want to go to bed. I'm now sleeping. Teach me, go. I want to sleep, I want to sleep. That's not how it's going to work. It will work only when you start a process. So your day affects your night affects your day, and then it becomes a cycle. If you cannot break that cycle, you are going to have this continuous lack of sleep, and then sleep will also lead to a lot of other kind of diseases that now modern science is talking about. So on 16 on March, I will go in detail about this, especially the Ayurveda principle when it talks about customized way of looking at your body, why you are not able to sleep, and most importantly, we all want practical techniques, right, Vasanti? Yeah, you tell me, everybody tells the same thing again and again. Give me something to practice. So yes, I will give you some very good techniques, both from an Ayurveda and yoga perspective. Just to let you know, some people have already said, oh, yoga is religion. It is not. The word yoga means union. So your body goes to sleep, but your mind is chattering away. There is no union. So yoga is not religion. If you are breathing, you are practicing yoga. If you are aware, you're aware of your knowledge, you're aware of your thoughts, you are practicing yoga. Yoga means making your mind, body, emotion, senses, your true self all in alignment, union. You're bringing everything to a union, then you are achieving yoga. It's not about, wearing yellow clothes and saying mantra, chanting. That's not yoga. That is religion. Yoga is all about bringing an alignment to yourself. So when your body sleeps, your mind also sleeps. When your mind is active, your body is also alert. It is bringing about that union. So I will also talk a little bit about that. But most importantly, I'll teach you a lot of techniques. And one thing that I find that many people found very useful is one particular Ayurvedic herbal drink. Scientifically, it's shown that this particular herb helps with the cognition, with your memory. And I always say, I'm forgetting the name of that herb. So people buy that herb, but they keep forgetting to take it. No, but it's not just the herb. So I'll teach you how to make this simple concoction. You can buy it. It's just you can do it at home. But remember, Ayurveda is always about balance. You don't overdo it. Okay, I learned this recipe. I'm going to keep drinking it until everything flows out of my head. That's not how it's going to work. So I'll teach you about balance, when you can drink, what time you can drink, because it's a cooling herb. So if you have headache, if the weather is cold, you can't take. But it really does help you sleep, and you can just get it in the market. So that will be all about my particular presentation. It will be on the 16th of March, and I hope to see you there. Thank you.
All right. We know, I know Vasanti since maybe about 8 years ago, and we actually organized retreat together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually had a 3 days retreat in one of the penthouse, and it was so interesting. We wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We had our yoga session. We have our qigong session. We have our breakfast prepared by Ujiwala as well. She was our dietitian during the retreat. So it was really, really bringing health and wellness right in the city in Singapore, not at the resort at all. And that was interesting. And that was very, very memorable.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. All right. Michael is still not here yet. I don't know what happened to him. So is there any questions from the
He's
floor?
there. He's there.
He's there?
Michael,
Michael
yeah, I
is
can
here?
see him.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I need to, okay, Michael, I need to let you share screen so that you can, okay, I can't see Michael's face.
Yeah, you cannot see me. Can you?
Okay, okay. So now, are you able to share screen?
Let me see. You haven't enabled me yet.
Okay, let me see, where are you?
Your co-host name, Michael Tan.
Wait,
Just beside you. I'm just beside you.
No, I got a whole list of name here. I can't find your name.
Under Vasanti's name.
Oh, that's right. I saw it. Co-host. Okay, got it. Got it. So you share your screen?
Okay, now I can.
Excellent. Okay, Michael, let me introduce Michael first. Michael is the founder of Life Research Wellness, and he's a researcher in environmental wellness and environmental space harmonizing. And he's going to have an additional day on a Thursday. This is the only Thursday that you can hear a talk from Michael. He's going to share how environmental toxicity can affect your overall health and sleep. So let's welcome Michael.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I've been enjoying all the sharing from all the people who believe in natural therapy, believe in prevention, and believe that the body is capable of healing itself. Just short introduction of myself. I was an electrical engineer with the utility board until 24, or when I was 44, I decided to retire from power engineering. But little did I know that 2 to 3 years down the road, almost similar to Veronica, I was aimless, I was jobless, I was penniless. Yeah, I've used up every cent I have, especially for my doctor education in UK. Then one day I attended a workshop, not to this level, but a very simple workshop, and I was exposed to electromeridian imaging, sometimes known as EAV. And when I got myself measured, I realized that my life force capacity from an engineer perspective, just like our cell phone battery, I was only left with 20%. So that started my whole quest, my research for the next 20 years. So in the coming talk, I'll be talking about how the environment actually can procreate life force, which then provide all the energy for function and for spirituality, for many others. However, the same environment that we live may also be robbing off the support, the life force that meant for all the function to take place, right? Be it food, be it the breath that we take, you still need the life force to be in place. And today, in the modern day 21st century, there are so much technology in our environment that we cannot live without it. Example, we are doing a Zoom now. So in our home, we are exposed to the screen. I just wish everybody who are on the Zoom screen now, please check whether are you on a night mode or on the cinematic screen so that you cut off the Blu-ray. If you have not done that, please switch on your night mode whenever you're on the computer, so the Blu-ray is cut off from your pineal gland, right? So On that day, we'll be sharing all the elements that affect every one of us, voluntarily or involuntarily, from the air we breathe to the light, like some of the speakers have shared the circadian rhythm, right? Today we are living in artificial light, 24/7, and the city are all getting brighter and brighter. Our home is getting brighter and brighter. And in Singapore, of course, many of us live within what we call bright light, which is otherwise white light. And you know, white light, the impact is a lot of blue ray, right? Then, of course, water, electromagnetic field. As we know today, we are entering the 5G era, and we are hungry for speed, we are hungry for efficiency, right? And of course, even more damaging that we hardly known of, the Indian community would be more well-versed than the typical Singaporean Chinese community, the Vastu and the geomagnetic. So on that particular day, I'll be touching in depth on how geomagnetic technically affect each and every one of us while we are lying on the bed itself or in the bed. So when you are sleeping, there is a hidden force that is affecting our pineal gland from releasing melatonin. And the moment we are not aware of that, we can do everything, but there is still what we call a leakage somewhere. So you achieve 3-day good sleep, other 2 days, you have other form of challenges. Then we'll be asking why. So we have tried everything, and after 20 years, I only start to realize the challenge we face with modern day technology, the environment, that have a tremendous impact on the health and wellness that we are always searching for, right? So in the picture right in front of you, you can see that the house are affected by the high power tension cable, which we don't see in Singapore because it's all very underground, which make it even more challenging. So you may be having a home that is right above power line. In fact, all our home in high-rise building, we are above a power line, because above your ceiling is your lighting, and your bed could be sitting on top of it, right? Then today, many of us would technically switch off the router, but you cannot switch off your neighbor router. You cannot switch off all the communication in the world, then we'll lose communication. Right. So on top of that, you have all the various GPS, yeah, and you have the 5G, and the current economic are already launching 6G into the world for beyond communication for other purposes. And even more challenging is the underground disturbance that we are not even aware of. Just like recently, there was an earthquake, and every time an earthquake occurred, you'll find that Earth electromagnetism will spike anything between 10 to 60 times, right? And this is something that we will be touching deeply into it. So it is very important that before the actual day, for those who are participating, you can actually send us your house plan, especially your master bedroom or the people attending this sleep challenge, so that we can identify whether is there electromagnetic disturbance. And all you need to do is usually by shifting 3 to 4 feet away, or by shifting your head to the opposite side, you start to sleep much more efficiently, right? So that would definitely help those who are into the 21-day challenge. So all we need is a layout plan, your name, your bed, and you draw a circle to identify where you're sleeping. And within the moment we get a plan, plus minus within a week, we'll give you all the report before the actual workshop. Then that will give you ample time to adjust for better sleep, supported or protected against erratic field. Then on top of that, courtesy of Veronica and Energia, we are also supporting everyone who complete the 21-day challenge with a holographic technology developed by my research group to help modulate all the mobile phone. So in the event that you have to leave your mobile phone on, or you're highly dependent on using the mobile phone for work, for Zoom, for online marketing, you will realize that your hand will not go extremely numb when you hold over a long period of time, or even develop, carpal tunnel syndrome and others, simply because the hologram will act as a modulator rather than a blocker. Because when you block a wave, there will be no signal, and your phone will be dead. But with a modulator, all you do is when the wave exceeds the biological, physiological ability to function, it is clipped off. So preventing the whole body from overloading the energetic body itself, right? So that is already with Veron, which will then be provided as part of the complete what we call gift that we are offering to everyone who attend this sleep challenge. So with this, for those who in between before the actual workshop, you can look at the Facebook, which I just did the aging forums for Malaysia property developer and Ministry of Housing and Ministry of Health. That will give you an idea of the overview of the 5 pillars affecting us from the environment, the air we breathe, the light we work with, or the light that we need it, and then the water we drink. Without it, we can't cook, we cannot take anything, we are not sustainable. And then the EMF, which we are highly dependent on it for communication today. So you cannot remove EMF, you just have to find a way to work with it. And then of course, eventually, Mother Earth that gives birth to all our energy. So we need to nourish Mother Earth to nourish ourselves. So with this, I will fully encourage everyone who is participating to send in the plan to Veron, and then we'll give you all your report to enable you to sleep better long before you actually complete the whole program. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Michael, do you want to share if they are sleeping on the place that is crisscrossed by this geopathic stress?
Yes.
Not only affects sleep, what else does it affect?
Okay, what else does it affect is that when we are sleeping, it is the place where our temple or our body start to restore power, right? Just like a cell phone. Every night, we have to charge our cell phone, like it or not, because if not, you don't have to wake up next day where your cell phone left with 5-10%, and you have a whole day to go, and when you're out, you have got no way to charge your phone. Fortunately, as a cell phone, there is something known as the power bank or battery bank, which today many people may carry with us in case there is a power failure, right? However, for human beings, we don't have a luxury of carrying a power bank that can charge our body. Although if you visit Veronica at all her center, there is a power charge, right? So that is basically a simple, we call it PEMF, pulse electromagnetic field, similar to a charging plate. So just imagine the bed we are sleeping is a charging plate. We are the mobile phone. Every night we are depending on Mother Earth, the Mother Earth pulse electromagnetic field to charge our body, because the 70 trillion cell, first, just like a DC cell, you may have all the mineral, but you still need a charge to create the capacity. So without the charge, the mineral itself can't work efficiently. So when we start to look at it from an engineering perspective, you have the intelligence, right? Then you have the system, just like a computer, you have the hardware, you also have the operating system in the chip, the processor. And then you have the power bank. So what happened now, if you start to look at it, you remove the power bank, the system doesn't work, the intelligence doesn't work. However, you have the intelligence without the system, just like any processor, you have a chip with all the best software, but without the computer hardware, the chip doesn't work, right? Then you have the power without the system, without the CPU, again, nothing is going to work. So today I have spent the last 20 years concentrating all the research on sustainability, which come from power first. So once the power, just like a car, like a country, when it is restored, then now you need your fuel, you need your economic, you need your hardware, you need your lifestyle, you need your financial, you need your emotional, you need your intellectual, right? So each level are highly interdependent. They are never independent. While they work independently as a single system, but they need the two systems, the intelligence, the hardware, which is the organ system, and the power all to come together to provide the synergistic effect. So in order to restore health and wellness and to enjoy the complete quality, it is more than example, doing exercise, which is very important, or eating correctly, which is very important, sleeping correctly with all the proper bed, pillow, eye mask, it is very important. But the invisible force that is hitting us every night, 8 hours, is something you cannot feel it, something you cannot see it. And that viruses is hitting us in all modern city 24/7, especially if you stay put in one place like your office 8 hours, or your bed 8 hours. So these are the two major places that can create an amazing imbalance in the entire energetic field.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's why it's very, very knowledgeable as far as energy medicine is concerned. And we really, really look forward to Michael sharing on the 18th of March, which is a Thursday, the only Thursday in the 3 weeks challenge. The only Thursday that Michael is sharing. Other than that is always Tuesday and Friday. All right. Now, thank you so much for all your sharing. And we want to open to questions. Is there any questions from the ground? Is there any questions from the ground? Anybody wants to ask any questions, you can ask in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. You can ask anything for any speakers before we start the challenge on the Tuesday. Anybody? You want to ask about miracle? Nico is here. You want to ask about breathing? The people take breathing for granted. Mira is here. You want to ask about diet? Ujiwala is here. You want to ask about Ayurveda? Vasanti is here. And you want to ask about emotion? Dawn is here. And then you want to ask about environment? Michael is here. Is there any questions from the floor? No? Anybody? At what time of the day are the sessions? 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock in the evening, Tuesday and Friday, except for the 18th of March. 18th of March is a Thursday. Can we opt to complete the assessment after the talks? Okay, which assessment do you want to attend? Jadip, which assessment do you want to attend? I think communicate with the speakers yourself. All right, all the speakers are in the same chat group, 21-day sleep challenge chat group. The speakers are there. All right. So whichever assessment you want to attend, you want your home audit, you just send your floor plan to us, and then draw a bed. Where do you sleep? So that Michael is able to more or less assess for you whether you are sleeping on the crisscross. Would like to ask Michael opinion on the magnetic tools like pendant, soul support. Michael, you share?
Yes, I'm here. What's the question again?
Okay, she asked, would like to ask Michael's opinion on the magnetic tools like pendant, like soul support, those magnetic tools.
Okay. It is a very challenging subject when we use the word magnetic, because magnetic have been used for thousands of years. And for magnetic to have a certain effect, the energy known as Tesla or Gauss usually could be extremely high, right? And when it's extremely high, it is no more friendly to the environment. And many a time we use simple tools like magnetic soul. And if you look at physics, it is based on a direct current or a fixed field, means there is no pulse in the energy field. So the most you experience could be, number one, because you wrap something or you create something, you experience a little bit of heating up effect, right? On the other hand, there are many workshop book written that may talk a little bit on how the magnet may affect the iron in the blood. Other than that, if you truly want to understand whether magnet or pulse electromagnetic field or how vibration and frequency work on the body, it is a subject that we would have to carry out through several workshops. understanding from fundamental of engineering, physics, and electricity, and then we scale all the way up to energy medicine, right?
Okay.
However, it's a very dry subject when I'm delivering, because my background is engineering before I started my naturopath practice. And today I technically do not wish or want to treat sick people because it's a bit too late, right? We leave it to the medical world, we leave it to all the expert panel here. But while we are still healthy, can we not do our best to protect this physical body? So in the picture behind me, you can see that there is an apartment. It was after 15 years of research, praise God, I was given this project to design 500 healthy homes. And of course, in developing and designing this 500 healthy home, this project have 5 stories of podium shopping center and wellness center, which eventually I will look forward that the expert panel can come together to provide service there to the 500 home. And this is the first project of this kind in the world. Means that when you buy this home, your air is fully regulated and fully monitored with real life data. The light is fully circadian and healing light ready. The water is fully tuned according to nature. The EMF and the geomagnetic, or sometimes known as geopathic stress, is fully regulated right at the onset of howling, right? But of course, being human, half of our life is not at home. So we travel, we work, we have family stress, we have financial stress. So that's where the entire team need to come in to provide the food therapy, the emotional therapy, the lifestyle therapy, the financial therapy, and sometimes even beyond the material world, right? So it will be very exciting 3 years from now that when this project is fully completed, then we would have the space to invite all good soul to come into practice together collectively to create the perfect harmonious environment at every level, at every angle.
All right, Michael, thank you. Okay, there's one question. I would like to know if we can use your diet guidance to reverse diabetes. Ujiwala, would you like to reply? Ujiwala?
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we do have diabetes reversal program. It's a 3 months program primarily. But if somebody has any complications with it, say kidney disease, or how much indeed we need to take care of, that can be discussed, and the duration is dependent on the complications that come along with diabetes and also the weight management. So many of the diabetes patients will have weight issues. So the duration depends on that, but yes, you can reverse diabetes.
All right.
No, I'm not.
Singapore.
Yeah, no, I'm not located in Singapore currently, but we do have clients from Singapore. We do it all online, and thanks to COVID, it has become much natural now.
All right. Okay, how can we send the floor plan to Michael? Is it by WhatsApp or by email or how?
Okay, all the floor plan can first point of contact send all to Veronica so that we know exactly who are sending the plan, and then Veronica will then print out a copy of each floor plan, and then once I receive it, we will strive to complete all audit before the actual sleep event start.
Okay, what do you need? Do you need the address? Do you need the name? What do you need in the floor plan?
Okay, we only need the floor plan and the address. Yeah. The reason because the address is technically the IP. So without the IP, there's no way I can douse the plan at all because I don't know where the hell it is. Yes. So all you need is a floor plan and your address. That's all we need. No name is required.
No name required, only the floor plan, the address.
Yes, yes, because we are not working
proper
with
floor plan, or
a
they can
proper
just
floor
use.
plan. They can draw. they can draw, but even not to scale, but they need to draw it in very rectangular form. Means they can draw a rectangle, then inside the rectangle, you draw smaller rectangle to represent where is the master bedroom, where is the children room, where is the kitchen. Then you just write kitchen, master bedroom, children room, mother room. And then most important is the people participating in the sleep is you draw your bed and draw a circle of where is the position of your sleep. That's all we need. Yeah, the rest, we will give you the entire grid of the master bedroom, so that then in the event that there is a very bad grid or stress, all we will indicate if position permit for you to shift your sleeping position slightly, and you will see an amazing change in your sleep quality just by sometimes shifting about 3-4 inches. Yeah.
Okay. So do you charge for this audit?
Usually we charge, but for this round, we are offering free to everyone who send the plan before the sleep challenge.
Before Michael does his sharing, Michael
Yes.
is doing his sharing on the 18th of March, on the almost last day. So if you can send your floor plan as soon as possible, then he's not going to charge you. Otherwise, how much do you charge?
Internationally, we charge 268 per A4 plan audit.
It's not
Yes.
cheap, huh? So you
Yeah.
are going to get a good deal just to have your house audit. All right. Now, is there any other question? If there's no other question, then we just want to round it off. Are you aware that we are having a blessing draw on the last day, on the 19th of March, which is the World Sleep Day? Now, on World Sleep Day itself, we are going to donate 200 pillows to Peace Haven Nursing Home. And on World Sleep Day itself is the final day of our challenge. We are going to give 3 prizes. The first prize, that's a blessing draw, right? The first prize is going to be a pillow, an Energia pillow. The second prize is an Energia eye mask. And the third prize is an Energia pair of socks. All right. And also every week we are going to give away socks. So every week, whoever is very participative, we are going to have quizzes in the chat group. We are going to have tips in the chat group. So please be more communicative, be more expressive. How's your sleep every night, or report to us what was your experience. Every speaker teach you something, you learn something, you can always share. So the more you share, the more chances for you to be able to win your weekly prize. All right, that's what happened in our last 21-day challenge, and our chat group was really busy. So we want to keep it busy so that everybody can learn from one another during these 21 days. And it takes 21 days to change your habit. So we want these 21 days for you to learn all the tips and techniques and different ways that you are able to enjoy good sleep. All right, so keep sharing. And we want to thank you for your time. It's already coming to 8:30. If we still have 4 more minutes to go, if you have any other last questions, you can, you can just ask a last question. If not, then we want to say good night to you. We want to thank all the speakers, and we look forward to more and more learning. Any other question? All right. So we don't charge the audit. Is there any other question? You can unmute yourself to ask. If not, then we want to say a good night to all of you. All right. Sleep well, sleep tight. And we look forward to see you on our first long sharing by Nicole Ling. Nicole Ling is going to share about miracle and divine sleep. All right. She's going to give you a lot of input, the scientific way to be able to receive miracle. It's not just a hocus pocus. It's a scientific way how you can receive miracle. All right. So learn something from Nico on a Tuesday. All right. So there's no question. We want to thank you, and we want to say bye-bye to you, and good night, everybody. Thank you.
Hi, Laurent. There's one question from Liu Chu. She's asking, do we send by WhatsApp or email?
You send by WhatsApp also can. You can send by email as well. You send in the group chat, I think is good, right? Michael is already.
Okay, for the house audit, one of the most common I do for all my international friends is they just have to ensure that they take a photo of your plan, but make sure it's vertical. So you can download a program called CM Scanner. So even if you take at an angle, you just press, it will align it straight. Then you just WhatsApps to the sleep challenge group. So every minute or every day I'm checking. So the moment I receive, I will send it back to the common group so that everybody know, what are the potential, what we call parameter that we all may be facing, as long as we are all willing to share openly, right? So all the report, I will actually send it back to the same sleep challenge group so that everybody are on the same platform. Then suddenly we may start to realize that many of us in modern day city, one of the biggest underlying sleep challenge is actually geomagnetic stress without us actually even knowing it. And we have been sleeping with like a small virus attacking us for the last 20, 30 years. Yes.
All right. So
Yes.
we will learn during in the chat itself. So Michael will send his report in the chat so everybody can see the floor plan and see, everybody's house, what happened, and which you can learn how to put
help each other communicate. At the same time, after this, I will send a sample drawing with the audit straight into the chat group so that you all have an idea of a plan without audit and a plan after audit. Yes, so that will give you a simple sample.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, and have a good night. We look forward to more chatting in the group chat. All right. Keep active and sleep well. I look forward to see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.